A very good morning, everyone. How are you feeling for day 2 of the forum? Do I have everyone's attention first and foremost, though? Is everyone excited for today? I can't hear you. Is everyone excited for today? Thank you. I love it that, it's full of energy, enthusiasm. Let's keep that momentum. Yesterday, I hope, was a very productive and fruitful day for everyone. And I think we're ready to kickstart with day 2 of the forum. So if there's any of you still outside of the ballroom, we'd like to invite you to please come in, take your seats. A few quick reminders. Please ensure that your mobile phones are on silent mode so that there'll be no interruptions later on. All coffee breaks that will take place today will be at this floor at the ballroom foyer, level 1, outside of this hall. All delegates, please register. Remember to sign in today. This is compulsory, just like what you did yesterday. And all delegates must have your conference badge to enter all of your sessions. So later you'll have your breakout sessions. Remember to have your conference badge with you. So with that, once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's get seated. Let's get settled in because we are ready to begin with day 2 of the forum. All right. Alright, Assalamualaikum, selamat sejahtera, selamat pagi, good morning, excellencies, ministry and agency representatives from Malaysia, Cambodia, Indonesia, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, and Pakistan, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, once again, how is everyone feeling for day 2? Okay, I'm getting very good and positive feedback. That's great. Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting and insightful day. I hope that each and every one of you is still fueled up and energized, ready enough to begin with the second day of the 2025 Asia-Pacific WEPs Forum Business Innovation Impact. While our first day helped us take stock and assess the current landscape of gender equality and women's empowerment in Asia-Pacific's private sector, today we turn to the future and begin exploring ways to deepen action and innovation for impact. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, to kickstart our event, allow us to introduce an esteemed speaker who will set the tone of our discussions today. May we please ask for a big round of applause to welcome to the stage Mr. Robert Gass, UN Resident Coordinator at Interim and UNICEF Country Representative, Malaysia. Please welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice to see all of you here today, and it was very good to see all of the positive energy of everybody here in the room. It's a great pleasure for me to welcome you back as we begin day 2 of the 2025 Asia-Pacific Women's Empowerment Principles Forum, focusing on business, innovation, and impact. I'd like to offer my warmest greetings to all of the participants who are here today that are joining us from more than 15 countries across this very dynamic region. I think that your presence here today, representing business leaders, financial institutions, government ministries, civil society organizations, and innovators, demonstrates a strong and growing commitment to advancing gender equality through the power of the private sector. I'm honored to join you today on behalf of the United Nations in Malaysia. We are proud to stand with UN Women in driving this agenda across the region, including through the WEPs Corporate Action Lab under the UN Women and Australian Government Gender Action Lab. This initiative brings together companies willing to test new ideas, challenge old assumptions, and scale practical solutions to support women's participation, leadership, and retention. I think, as we all know, these are not minor adjustments, but they are rather transformative models that are able to reshape the systems of work. Although I could not be with you for day 1, I had an opportunity to speak with several of you here in the room today, and I've received a lot of exceptional feedback in terms of what took place. What I've heard is that you were able to examine the current landscape of gender equality in the private sector, explored where gaps remain, and also considered how Asian leadership can shape global norms and expectations. And you highlighted several powerful examples of impact. You spoke about innovations in family-friendly workplace practices. You discussed how to strengthen government-industry partnerships. You launched the We Rise Together 2.0, expanding supplier diversity and markets for women entrepreneurs, and also had for the establishment of the Asia Pacific Sustainable Finance Lab, which brings together financial leaders together to embed gender equality in capital markets. So these examples, I think you will agree, reveal a simple truth, that each of you here today forms a vital component and a vital part of the ecosystem of change. Through leadership, investment, policy influence, and innovation, you are redefining what responsible and forward-looking business leadership must be today. Yesterday's discussions also reaffirmed a long-standing reality, that women's economic empowerment is both a fundamental human right, but is also a strategic investment. Companies that champion gender equality are found to be more resilient, they're able to attract and retain talent, and they also innovate more effectively and create value across supply chains. By advancing gender equality, we realize that it's not only the right thing to do, but is also smart business and essential to sustainable development. So ladies and gentlemen, as we begin day 2, we now turn our focus towards the future. Today, you will explore how innovation, technological, financial, organizational, and societal can accelerate gender equality at scale. How new financing models can widen opportunity. How digital and AI-driven models and tools can create more inclusive workplaces. And how women can fully participate in the green and digital transitions that are reshaping the world of work. This discussion is timely. Last year, member states adopted the UN's Pact for the Future and its annexes, the Global Digital Compact and the Declaration of Future Generations. Together, they call for decisive collective action to accelerate the SDGs, reinvigorate multilateral cooperation, and ensure that the profound technological and economic shifts underway are inclusive, are equitable, and also sustainable. As many of you may know, the Pact outlines 56 concrete actions across 5 different chapters. And these chapters are sustainable development and financing development, international peace and security, science, technology, innovation, and digital cooperation, youth and future generations, and transforming global governance. What these commitments aim to do is to ensure that the United Nations and the broader multilateral system can deliver a better future, fulfilling long-standing obligations while responding to new challenges and opportunities. And at its very core, the Pact reaffirms our determination to act in accordance with international law, beginning with the UN chapter. And it underscores a fundamental truth. The 3 pillars of the United Nations, which are sustainable development, peace and security, and human rights, are inseparable. Progress in one depends on progress in all. And importantly, the Pact places gender equality at the center of this shared future. If you look at the Pact for the Future, you will see that gender is referenced 37 times, women 56 times, and girls 33 times. This is not a coincidence. It reflects a clear recognition that empowering women and girls and ensuring their full, equal, and meaningful participation is essential to a more just, more peaceful, and more sustainable world. Ladies and gentlemen, this forum embodies that message. Across the Asia Pacific, businesses are demonstrating that they can be the engines of equality, that they are able to reshape workplace cultures, that they are able to redesign value chains and direct capital toward companies and sectors that uplift women and girls. As you proceed with today's sessions and move toward the collective action roadmap, I encourage you to think boldly and with courage. Consider the commitments that you can advance, those that strengthen recruitment and retention, those that expand leadership pipelines, those that are able to transform procurement for women-owned enterprises, or to embed gender priorities in investment and financing decisions. Your actions, and all of you here in this room today, are those that can reverberate across borders and shape global progress. So I'd like to ask all of you to let day 2 be a moment of renewed determination, a moment to deepen partnerships, to challenge outdated assumptions, and to turn yesterday's insights into tomorrow's solutions. And as you leave this forum later today, I hope that you depart not only inspired, but also equipped with practical tools, new alliances, and a clear sense of how you will help build a more inclusive, resilient, and sustainable future for all. With that, I would like to thank you and wish you a most productive and energizing second day of the forum. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Mr. Robert Gazio. Woven global priorities with our regional realities. This will definitely help anchor today's conversations. Before we dive fully into today's program, let's take a moment to recap some of the key highlights from yesterday's sessions and take a deeper look into where we stand on our WEPs journey. With that, we'd like to welcome back to the stage the lady who has pulled everyone together here for the forum, Ms. Amy Baum. You can take the stage now.
Thank you, Nadia. Okay, how is everyone feeling today? Great? Everyone had coffee? Fabulous. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna spare you guys another Menti for today. We will have you scanning something else that we'd like your support with. But before we go there, I just wanna get a quick sense check from everyone. We won't be able to take insights from everyone on the floor, but if anybody would want to quickly share your key insights or takeaways from yesterday. If anyone wants to briefly share any key takeaways or insights, I think we can get a mic to you out in the audience. Ooh. Maybe you're still processing. Okay, no one. Okay. I see one hand went up. Perfect. Thank you. Oh, can we take the mic? The woman in the purple sweater? Yes.
Hello. This is Sultana from BRAC University, BRAC ID, Bangladesh. So yesterday was a very wonderful session overall. We get to especially the different thematic sections that we had. So I had the opportunity to attend 2 of them. So I'll try to briefly take away what my takeaways were and also from the general session. Firstly, I think when we're talking about gender, definitely women is the focus, but the other section, that the male sensitization, their inclusion is also very important. As we saw, there was this example, the father bringing the child in the workplace and what the difference that can make, and how when a father brings a child in the workplace, how it is perceived compared to how when a woman or mother takes the child in the workplace. Another, the AI inclusion, the innovation section for women inclusion, I think AI inclusion section. I think the role of partnership, cross-sectional partnership is very important because, some section has maybe the section leaders, some are working on the fields, some has the other expertise, some are the young generations, right? But all has some value addition in the supply chain. So we need to, if we want to be gender inclusive, we have to be inclusive in all the different aspects. And last but not the least, in the transformative system, I'll be very brief. I think the inclusion of the private sector, especially the stock exchange, something I have not come across before. So it's a very good inclusion in this kind of forum. I feel like that kind of inclusion is also important, financial. Thank you so much.
Fabulous, thank you. I think you summarized day 1 better than any of us could have. Thank you. Okay, one final question I'd like to propose. It's maybe a bit more challenging than the first one. But does anyone want to share a big question you have remaining after yesterday? It doesn't mean that you have a question about the sessions or it will necessarily be answered today, but when you think of how we're advancing gender equality in and through business, do you have any burning questions that are still coming up after yesterday? How do we unlock this challenge? How do we get through this barrier? If anyone would like to share. Okay, we have one. Okay, and I know our speaker, but if you'd like to introduce yourself as well.
Yes, my name is Dr. Ivy from Thailand, CP Extra. Nice to meet all of you. And for yesterday, as a representative from the private sector, we heard a lot of things that from government and many organizations would like to leverage the women empowerment. And I've got a question. Once we try to push into the supply chain, like my company, we would like to we already got 51% women-owned business for supporting. But anyway, if we go further, a little bit further for the consumer, because we are the supermarket and we would like to promote end of the product. That is the real force to come back. Right now we got the green products. How about the products that consumer support, because we are a woman empowerment principle?
Oh, okay. Interesting question. Thank you for sharing. Great. Okay, I'll move us on in the interest of time. If we can share the next slide. I am going to ask you all to do a little bit of work for us and scan again. We've heard a few insights, reflections from the floor. As we've heard, maybe the next one, if we can. Thanks. We want to know a little bit more about what all of you are doing, where some of your gaps are, where we stand right now, what's in place, and also where we want to go. So we have a brief survey for you all to complete. If you scan the QR code, you can access it. If anyone has trouble, we can print out copies of the QR later and also share with you. What this survey is actually looking at the actions that you're taking. We have tailored the survey a little bit to ask what type of organization you're joining from. We are looking, of course, to see where our company actions stand, our WEP signatories, but if you're also joining from a government, a CSO, we'll be able to get your answer and also still reflect on what are you doing within your organization, right? All of us UN government agencies, NGO, have employees, we have HR policies, we have procurement, and we have community initiatives that we do. So we're going to ask you a series of questions in this survey. So what I'm going to do, I think, is give everybody about 5 to 7 minutes quietly to answer, and then we'll reconvene for part of our next segment. But if you can complete it now, it will be fabulous, because we're going to be able to see the results later today and actually see where all of us in the room stand and what we can also do collectively together and where we all need to go deeper together. Okay, so maybe if we can give a countdown for 5 full minutes. Okay, just on the TV, it's okay. Okay, 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Will everybody be able to finish? I hope. Great. Fabulous. Okay. Okay, I'll move us on. We'll finish this segment. If you didn't get a chance to take the survey or complete it, let me know. We can get the QR for you again. But thank you so much for taking the time. Trust me, it'll be interesting to see later where we all stand. I know surveys are annoying, but it'll be an interesting exercise, I think, for us and then also for everyone in the room. Enough work from you guys. You can sit back now. We have an exciting lineup of the next segments. But thank you, everyone, and I'll see you all a bit later.
Thank you very much, Amy. We are eager to see the results later and the insights that are coming from all the delegates. And we are certain that all of us, or all of you, are